growth which India is planning, the demand for energy, the demand for electricity is going to be ever increasing. As per the experts, is going to be almost becoming fivefolds, and that is where just it's going to be a mixed basket of energy. The government is looking at almost all the energy fuels, the technologies, green hydrogen from the CNG, LPG. We have seen government coming up with various programs and various programs which have been introduced, which have been able to make an impact at the last mile, also improving the quality of life of the people. And towards that, the support of the industry stands very important. You coming up with your new ideas, your innovations, your solutions for reducing the emissions and making our planet more clean, green, also towards extending good quality of life, understanding the challenges which are there at the ground level, and then coming up with your solutions. Towards that, in the last session, we have an inspiration joining us, Mr. Sonam Wangchuk, who has been able to make that impact at the ground level in his region. So a lot we are going to be listening from him on that ground. Right now, just once again requesting you to kindly take your seats at the earliest possible and have your mobile phones on the silent mode or on the meeting mode, please. Also continue to send in your good wishes on our wishes slate, and this is going to be further energizing us, extending greater confidence among the entire organizing team about the success of Elecrama, and further the later editions which we are going to be coming up. Your wishes and your suggestions and recommendations are going to be further guiding us and supporting us. Thank you.
messages which have been pouring in. Congratulations to Team IMA, to Elecrama 2023 for the job well done. It makes us feel proud and yes, satisfied also. Such a seamless experience for people coming from overseas. As I mentioned, we've had almost 3 lakh plus, in fact 3.5 lakh plus footfalls which we have seen in these 5 days, and we were able to extend our hospitality and a very comfortable stay, especially to our international guest coming into India. So thank you for that. It definitely makes India proud and makes us also feel very proud. Best wishes for success in coming years. Thank you for that. Great event, great platform for startups. Yes, India today is the 3rd largest ecosystem for the startups, and as terms for unicorn, I think we are the 5th largest. So India is growing, casting really impressive footprints by the entrepreneurs and by the startups, and we have a huge display here from the startups, and they're also going to be recognized on this platform today. Wishing IMA, Elecrama all the best for the upcoming events. Thank you for that. Loads of networking. Yes, this has been a platform with all of you. Not only a platform to see the state-of-the-art technology products at display, but also towards networking, towards deep conversations, well-articulated sessions, universe of opportunities. Elecrama is truly the marquee event of India. Congratulations, again pouring in, seamless experience. Learned a lot from such an enormous exhibition. Yes, there was a lot to learn from almost all the speakers who addressed us during the sessions, during the inaugural session, the Honorable Minister setting the context for our deeper thoughts and ideations and discussions when he mentioned that India is on its way towards this energy transition. It's going to be a gradual transition, and that is where India stands extremely committed. India is not going to be compromising what he mentioned, because we have our huge development plans, our development goals, and that is where India very consciously is integrating its development goals with the climate action targets. I wish I could enjoy and be surprised from this session. Someone mentioned this. So keep having these messages sending to us. That's, you can scan, the QR code is there on the screens, or you may type in and post your good wishes to the awardees and to the team IMA. I can just request people to leave the aisles unoccupied so that people can move in. In case you are facing any problem in finding a seat, probably you can be standing on the sides or at the back. And let's see if we can help you with the seats. Our representatives are around. If you can just mention to them, I'm sure they will be able to make some arrangements.
So ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause as we extend greetings to our very distinguished guest of honor. Joining us today, we have Mr. Amit Jain, the CEO and the co-founder of Cordially, and Mr. Sonam Wangchuk, the innovator, the reformist, the transformist, the humanitarian, along with the organizing committee. We have the president, Mr. Rohit Pathak, chairman, Mr. Jitendra Agarwal, president-elect, Mr. Hamza Arsiwala, vice president, Sunil Singhvi, the immediate past president, Vipul Ray, and the director general, IMA, Ms. Charu Mathur. So good morning once again, ladies and gentlemen. Namaskar. Good greetings of this very exciting event as we come almost to the closure of Elecrama 2023. And ladies and gentlemen, believe me, this is going to be all the more exciting and promising as we started just 5 days back and now taking it to the last day, to the concluding event, to the finale. Ladies and gentlemen, before we draw curtains to the event, it is time now, in fact, to consolidate what we have heard, what we have grasped in these 5 days, and also to compliment the people who have contributed towards the success of this. In the last 5 days, we have had 3.5 lakh plus people who in fact have walked with us to witness this changing energy dynamics. And then we've had the innovators, the startups, the entrepreneurs, the solution providers coming with us, again taking that walk and looking into the future energy landscape, reimagining energy for a sustainable future. And it is not going to be stopping here, ladies and gentlemen. This is not the end. In fact, the beginning of many new beginnings which we are going to be seeing, further cementing and firming up here with the MOUs which are going to be exchanged between IMA and the other organizations. And then we have the commendations and the rewards and the recognition to the outstanding performers and the outstanding presenters. And joining us today, ladies and gentlemen, we have two stalwarts, two game changers or change makers who have been able to cast very impressive footprints and very massive footprints in their area of work. One, ladies and gentlemen, if I say his journey has been a very, if we can have some silence, ladies and gentlemen, let's pay our respect also to the two leaders who are present with us. So as I mentioned, the two change makers who are present with us on the stage, one whose journey has been a real exciting one, an accelerated drive, if I can say. I won't say it has been a smooth drive, for there have been a lot many potholes and speed breakers there, but he has been able to zip past it with his zeal, his passion, his commitment, quitting his job, moving into a small garage, and then starting the startup, becoming an entrepreneur, and zoom, we now have the unicorn. And so his journey, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure we are going to be listening a lot from him, but it's been a remarkable one and a lot to absorb, a lot to learn from. And then we have our second change maker who used his innovations, his knowledge for the benefit of his people, of his land. The test of his knowledge, the test of his education was the impact, the change which he was able to bring in the lives of his people, extending a good quality of life. और इन्होंने सिर्फ अपना विद्या दान नहीं किया, अपना स्कूल बनाकर, पर साथ साथ ये भी इंश्योर किया कि उनकी टेक्नोलॉजी से, उनके इनोवेशन से, उनके लोगों को फ़ायदा मिल सके. We've heard about a number of innovations which he brought about. He stands as an inspiration not only for Amir Khan, but I think, ladies and gentlemen, for all of us. Many awards, many recognitions is his way on the national platform as well as on the international platform. And today, in our corporate world, we talk about the 3 Ps. We talk about people, planet, and profit, and then particular order. It might change for some people. But I think for him, there are only two P's, and that is people and planet. And he's been selflessly working towards that end. So a big thank you to both our change makers, to Mr. Amit Jain and to Mr. Sonam Wangchuk for joining us. They stand as our inspirations today. So as we open the floor to this valedictory session, I would now like to invite the power woman of Elecrama, ladies and gentlemen, the very dynamic Ms. Charu Mathur, the Director General IMA. I request her for her words of welcome for everyone here, inviting her for her welcome remarks.
Good morning. That's nice. So exhibitor night hasn't tired anybody. I'm glad to see the crowds here. Thank you very much and welcome. I'll keep it very short because I know some of our speakers here do have a time challenge, but what a power-packed past 4-5 days. Amazing. Very, very happy. I think Chairman will give you some of the highlights, but 2 cabinet ministers, some international ministers, international delegations, international MOUs, visitors, unprecedented number of visitors, and a couple of ministers remarking that this show has reached truly a certain zenith. So, thank you very much. I think Elecrama has met its objective this year. But what it means is truly that we cannot sit on our laurels. It just means that the next 2 years are going to be a lot of work to raise the benchmark further. I welcome all of you here, and particularly people who are changing India. So Amit and Sonam, thank you very much. Just a small little episode I will tell you. I mean, Amit, of course, is taking the Shark Tank by its horns, and you know, he's the star there. And I started getting a lot of calls saying, is Amit really coming? So Amit, you really got to make your presence felt here. Sonam, when we spoke to Sonam, I asked him, I said, you know, where do we pick you up? His answer was amazing. He says, you know, I'm very familiar with the Delhi Metro. Don't send me an escort. Your escorts will only be chasing me. And I live by motto, which is reducing consumption. So I will not take a car. I'll simply come by the metro, pick me up, and I will walk. So we've got, and I think the people happiest to meet are the startups who really are looking at the two of you as their idols. You inspire. You have inspired billions of Indians to live and make truly a change in India. So I think Vimy called you change makers. I would say you are the people who are shaping the new India. So welcome to Elecrama. This Elecrama is all about shaping India and the electrical industry. And I'll now invite Ms. Rohit Pathak, President IMA, to say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you, Charu. That was really electrifying, and I think looking at this room here, really pleased to see the energy that we have generated over the last 5 days. It's been an amazing journey. We tried to do many things differently, and this session was one of them where we said, let's bring the right focus onto a session like this. So great to see all of you here. I think before I say anything, I must, though it's not a thank you or a vote of thanks session, but I must thank the IMA operations team, the Elecrama organizing committee, all our different partners who have pulled this mega event, which is the largest in the world, off, so smoothly and meticulously. It really makes all of us feel proud to be part of this association. At the inaugural, 5 days ago, I had made 3 assertions. One, that electricity will be the main source of energy. But in the next 25 years, we will need, as India, twice the amount of energy, 6 times the amount of electricity to serve our needs. Second, that this energy will become green and renewable with all the focus that is going on that area. And third, that there is no doubt in my mind that India will emerge as a global leader as it builds green and at scale. Hearing all the different speakers, the ministers, global CEOs like JPT and Satish and Lou, lot of the Army General who had come, and I think listening to a lot of the global buyers who came looking for solutions, looking for products from our industry, I think I'm even more convinced that the buzz that we've seen in the halls is here, and it's an inflection point for us as an industry. So I think this century will belong to India, but we will grow in a responsible and a sustainable manner, showing the world that things can be done differently. By 2030, we will double our electricity capacity, but 75% of that will be green. And I think that at scale the world has not seen ever. Third, I think we will develop our own unique solutions and technology. I think the two people standing here, sitting with us on this dais, Amit and Sonam, represent that we will develop our own unique solutions to our own problems that we face so that it is sustainable and it meets the needs with the lowest resource intensity that there can be. And like I said, I think, the slogan that probably I shared and it's become a passion for me to now repeat it, but, आज भारत आत्मनिर्भर हो रहा है और आगे विश्व भारत पर निर्भर होगा. So I think that is the spirit with which we as a team have conducted this Elecrama, and as a EMA, we plan to drive this industry. So I will leave you with 5 themes as each of you think about your businesses, of what you could do differently coming out of this Elecrama and the discussion that we've had. First, think solutions, think services. Don't just think products. So the era has changed, and I think these two people will tell you more about it, but I think that is where the new India is emerging. Second, innovate and integrate the startup community as your extended R&D arms. There is a lot of innovation, there is a lot of brilliance across India, and if we are able to connect to them well, we can actually grow much faster and much smarter. Third, build circularity in your designs right from the beginning. Don't get to scale without having thought about circularity and how you will recycle. This is not just an environmental challenge or a sustainability challenge, but I think even as a business, that economics will change very differently if you are able to build circular from day one. Fourth, and I think like Charu was saying, talking about Sonam, but I think we have to push on the demand side levers to reduce our energy consumption and make it efficient. In terms of growth, our focus, there's enough growth for us as an industry to go after. But if we do it in a responsible and drive the energy efficiency agenda as robustly, I think this growth will be sustainable. And I think the last point I would like to say is, I think start thinking of as leaders of the world. Like I think Mr. Goel said yesterday, we have an opportunity to grow 5x in the next 7 years with the global opportunity that there is, and it is for us to make it count. So I think with that, I'd like to thank all of you for being part of Elecrama. It's been an absolutely fascinating journey, and enjoy and hope all of you go back with a lot of new ideas, a lot of new energy. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Mr. Pathak. So ladies and gentlemen, that's the message from the President, that we all need to come together towards building this new India, having a more climate sensitive, clean, green, Atmanirbhar, resilient growth for India. Do it in a responsible manner, cut down on your greed and just concentrate on your need. Thank you so very much. So as was mentioned by Ms. Charu Mathur, that we are not the ones to be settling down on our laurels and our achievements. We now need to further strengthen by that, need to work further and plan a way forward. For that, we connect the dots, and I would like to invite Mr. Jitendra Agarwal, the Chairman, Elecrama 2023, as he presents a report, a summary of these 5 days, and then from that, we take it forward. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jitendra Agarwal.
Good morning. So as you all know, I'd like to stand here rather than standing on the podium. Throat is very bad because Sonu Nigam night, we all had a good time. So we are concluding the 15th edition of Elecrama, and I'm humbled and proud what a success story it has been. Let me highlight a few facts, friends. 3.5 lakh plus footfalls, 10,000 pre-scheduled online meetings through the app, and more than 5,000 meetings pre-scheduled with the walk-ins. Just share you example, because every day I take a report from my own company. We have a 100 square meter above stall at exhibition. That daily we are doing almost 500 meetings. So if that averages, I think with the 1,000 exhibitors, more than 1 million business meetings must have happened at Elecrama 2023. 4 country pavilions. 4 country pavilions. I'm sure all of you must have gone through them. 8 concurrent events. Delegates, power-packed sessions. First time we have done so many new things, and I'm so happy that the best remark or the best, I would say, compliment is given to me is, boss, you are always, I'm a foodie. A lot of my friends know me. You can see from my body. And most of my OC and EC members were telling me, boss, we could not eat food because there were so many exhibitors coming, so many visitors coming, so many business happening. We had no time to go out of the stall. This is the best compliment for an exhibition. 2 cabinet ministers, Secretary Power, Zimbabwe Energy Minister, Kenya Energy Secretary, CEO talking at Elecrama, including JPT, look amount of EDF, some new things. 6 MOUs signed, 16 international associations with business delegations. Huge industry interest, as I said, global CEOs, CTOs, head of Indian and foreign utilities. Women in Power mentoring programs, e-technic, so many concurrent events and part. And one more new thing what we have done this time is Startup Awards. So Startup Awards, Electraworks, Sparks is one more new thing. And theme partner, I want to once again thank you, Schneider, for becoming our theme partner as a sustainability partner for Elecrama 2023. A lot of new things. I will add more, 11 domestic roadshows in non-metro cities, 11 international roadshows. And I want to specifically mention here the commitment which is shown by the team, the Elecrama team, the IoTs, that during the Diwali day, our DG with our team was in Australia promoting Elecrama. So that is the kind of commitment this team brings in for the country. And we wanted to walk the talk. So very small things. Your lanyards are biodegradable. We put water kiosk all across. It was a new experiment, fairly successful. We'll do much better next time. But yes, we have reduced the carbon footprint. Whatever the best we could do, we at least took a foot forward. Mega lunch. We had so much discussion about it, but at the hall number 2, the mega lunch, all the exhibitors at the second floor are equally satisfied the way the ground floor exhibitors are. Use of high-tech and AI at inaugural and at IMA booth. And this is the first time we are having the valedictory session, and I thank Mr. Sonam Wangchuk and Mr. Jain to join us for this. Startup Challenge Awards and CEO Speaks. So a lot of new things, new initiatives we did this time. It's not because this time we have done something new. This is the beauty of Electrama. Every time something special is done and we get bigger and better. So in 25 also, the Electrama will be further bigger and better. That is the beauty of Electrama. As I always say, this is the only exhibition in the world which is by the industry, for the industry, with the industry. So what a power packed of 5 days. So I would like to show you a film to show you the 5 days what we did. And then I will give further thank you remarks. So can we have the film, please?
Years, the world's largest electrical show is back with a bang in its 15th avatar. Presenting Electrama 2023 with the theme Reimagine Energy for a Sustainable Future. With record-breaking number of meetings, busy aisles, business negotiations, it has been a huge success. This proved to be true when Electrama was overbooked 3 months in advance with every inch of commercial space sold at the India Expo Center and Mart, indicating the industry's hunger for growth. Kick-started by the Power Man of India, Shri R.K. Singh, Honorable Minister of Power and New and Renewable Energy, the event was inaugurated with an electrifying start.
Our responsibility is to power the growth of the country. Now I am happy to say that we have been doing that. From 2014-2015 onwards, it is our sector which has powered the growth of this country.
Further to the vision of Indian government, the electrical industry came together to showcase the true sense of Atmanirbhar Bharat.
आज भारत आत्मनिर्भर है, आगे विश्व भारत पर निर्भर होगा.
This edition of Electrama has yet again been the breeding ground for thought leader discussions, CEO interactions and policy roundtables, where one could see the who's who of the industry under one roof, including the presence of global CEOs for the first time. This spirit was carried forward by Shri Piyush Goyal, Honorable Union Minister for Commerce and Industry, Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution and Textiles.
India can be a reliable and a trusted partner in their energy needs, in their energy efficiency programs, in their transition programs to clean energy. And the strength that this industry has demonstrated over the years gives me the confidence that you can do it, and I hope you will do it.
During these conferences, 3 reports were unveiled at Electrama 2023. Multiple national and international MOUs were signed with prominent association to strengthen the international relationships. To complement the grandeur of the exhibition, there were different country pavilions and a huge number of buyers from several countries. As a hub for innovation and progress, the event played a crucial role in promoting a range of products, focused pavilions and sessions on business opportunities. But Electrama has been more than just an exhibition and a conference. With carefully sought out themes, some of the co-located events added to the energetic environment of Electrama. Hosting the DBSM and RBSM sessions with a special focus on procurement plans, the event indicated business inquiries worth billions over these 5 days.
So this edition of RBSM, we have received a tremendous response and interest from buyers, especially after the 3-year gap of COVID. We have had over 700 buyers from across 75 countries.
As a first for the event, this edition of Electrama brought the enthusiastic youth on one platform with the Electroverse Spark Awards, a challenge rolled out to recognize the technology startups introducing new innovations in the electronics industry in 3 different fields. Out of 100 nominations, 12 have been shortlisted. IMA, as a part of the organizing committee for Electrama, planned out the event with immense detail, including usage of eco-friendly material, enhancing visitor services with a smart app, digital kiosks and displays, shuttle services and more. The overwhelming response from the industry was a true reflection of these efforts. Electricity is now the new, innovative and sustainable energy source for the modern world. And Elecrama will be there till ages to come to be at the cusp of these innovations. So, join us at the next edition of Elecrama, the premier showcase for everything electric.
This Elecrama saw every exhibitor, every visitor, everybody coming here with very happy faces. So I personally feel everybody who has visited this Elecrama is delighted and got what they expected, much more than that, because at the end of the day, any business exhibition, any business show means business. So, this is the last 4 days. We tried to show you all. And in the end, I want to thank a lot of people. I want to start with the NEC committee who selected me as the chairman in Elecrama. I want to thank them first. Thereafter, my very dear friend, the IPP, Mr. Vipul Ray. The amount of work you do with the immediate past president to plan this Elecrama, I want to thank you, Vipul, for all the support and guidance you provided. I want to thank Mr. Rohit Pathak, Mr. Hamza Arsiwala and Mr. Sunil Singhvi, the current office bearers, and especially Mr. Rohit Pathak. The amount of detailing discussion happens during Elecrama is beyond the imagination. And when you work together as a team, this is what you can create. Thank you very much, Rohit. All the OC members, just imagine the kind of people from the industry, the who's who of the industry, they get together to create Elecrama. It's like a true forum. And it's like 30-35 people get into a forum. They are one among equals. They work together. You are seeing me mostly because I'm the chairman. That's just not the fact that I'm the one who has done something great. It's the real team of OC members. Every individual, the kind of efforts, the kind of time they give is beyond our imagination. Some of the names, if I have to take, please, if I forget somebody, don't take me wrong, Mr. Naveen Kumar. What a job he has done for creating this online registration. Mr. Kamal Golia, visitor experience. Mr. Mahesh Kabra, spending hours and hours to close the contracts. Mr. Atul Nair, he is spending time to create this electrical sparks. Mr. Alok Agarwal, for all the fun you had last night. Siddharth Bhutodia for RBSM. R. Prakash for DBSM. And many, many more. Please, friends, don't take me wrong if I miss anyone's name. Vikram Gandotra, the hero of WUS. These are the people, and they are all industry leaders. They are all people running large companies or running large corporates. They get together to create Elecrama. So once again, I want to thank all the past presidents and the past chairs. Wherever Elecrama is here today is the great work done by our past presidents and past chairs. And one very important person I should not forget, Ankit Agarwal. He made sure that we are eating 24/7. And all the people, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very much for the support. And then the IoT, led by the woman of power, this lady, she has created Elecrama and taken it to the next level. She messages you at 2 a.m. in the morning, then she can message you again at 6 a.m. in the morning. And if you message her, you get the reply in 3 seconds. That's the kind of commitment she has with the IoT team. All the IoT members from the organizing committee, I thank you very much for the great, great work you have done. With this, let us together bring energy happiness to the world. That is the theme of Elecrama. That is the theme of this country and IMA. Let us bring energy happiness to the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Agarwal. But your enthusiasm and your commitment has also been paramount in, towards the success. So a big thank you and a big hand for Mr. Jitendra Agarwal also. Thank you.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, as I invite our first change maker, थोड़ा सा और उनके बारे में कुछ बताना चाहूँगी. He, in fact, and that was, I think, mentioned also by Ms. Charu Mathur, he is described as the richest judge of Shark Tank India. So I think that कि startups में भी पैसा है. Second, his favorite song is Love You Zindagi. That speaks volumes about his approach, his attitude towards life. His favorite movie is Three Idiots. And the inspiration behind the Three Idiots is just sitting next to him. I mean, just one space further to him. His Insta account says he's a part-time CEO. So you can also, drawing inspiration, कि part-time CEO रहो, पूरा दिन या 24 घंटे काम नहीं करना है. And like was mentioned, Ms. Charu Mathur calling up at 6 o'clock. So I believe he's not calling up his people at 6 o'clock. He's a part-time CEO, a full-time family man. So that's again. And he's aiming to inspire India's dreamers who are present here, who've understood the assignment. And I'm sure we have understood the assignment. We look forward to the inspiration. We look forward to be guided, motivated, inspired by him. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Amit Jain, the CEO of Cordially.
I'll just do like this. I find it more convenient to walk around. Hi guys! Very excited to be here. सबसे पहले तो जब मैंने एग्जीबिशन देखी यहाँ पर, इतनी स्टॉल्स देखी, मुझे लगा भाई अगर इंडिया चलता है तो आपके भरोसे चलता है, क्योंकि सारी जितनी भी स्टॉल्स थे वो पूरा इंडिया चला रहे, सारे केबल्स भी थे, लॉक्स भी थे, मीटर्स भी थे. I could not imagine India without the room, the audience here. So thank you so much for making India great, guys. जब मैं आ रहा था तो मैं सोच रहा था कि यार यहाँ पर आके किस टॉपिक पे बात करी जाए. तो मैंने सोचा सबसे पहले आई थिंक लेट्स एड्रेस फ्यू थिंग्स. मैं तो क्या इनोवेशन साइड से आता हूँ, स्टार्टअप साइड से आता हूँ. अब यहाँ पर स्टार्टअप का क्या रोल है. मैं स्टार्टअप के स्टॉल्स भी होके आए यहाँ पर आपके एग्जीबिशन में, एंड आई सॉ सम अमेजिंग टेक्नोलॉजीज बीइंग बिल्ट हियर. किसी ने नए फॉर्म ऑफ एनर्जी का सोडियम से निकाला और गोबर के भूसे से बनाई एनर्जी. अलग अलग टाइप के स्टार्टअप दिख रहे थे. किसी ने डेटा लिया अपना मीटर से और उसमें बताया कि इसके गीजर में कितनी एनर्जी लग रही है, इसके एसी में कितनी लग रही है. तो दैट काइंड ऑफ एक्साइटेड मी. तो मैंने सोचा कि चलो उस पर थीम रखते हैं कि इनोवेशन इन आवर इंडस्ट्री क्या होएगा आगे, और इंडिया के अंदर अभी स्कोप क्या है. तो राइट नाउ इफ आई वर टू थिंक अबाउट इट, ये अपना ईरा है, मतलब डिकेड भी नहीं, सेंचुरी मानता हूं मैं. क्योंकि अगर आप सोचो कि तो पहला हमने इंडिया में अगर $1 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी जब हम बने, इंडिपेंडेंस के बाद अपने को लगे 65 years. It took 65 years to get to $1 trillion economy. Next trillion came in 12-13 years. The next one came in 5-6 years, and next one is going to come in 3-4, right? So we are now a $3.5 trillion economy. So why am I mentioning this? Because as the economy grows, power needs grow. लोगों के पास पैसा आता है, लोग क्या करते हैं फिर? लोग अपनी गाड़ियां खरीदते हैं, गीजर खरीदते हैं, एसी खरीदते हैं, डिवाइसेस खरीदते हैं, और सारा जो आपका सेक्टर है वो बढ़ता है इस प्रोसेस में. तो अगर आप मुझसे पूछोगे ना तो अभी इंडिया तो बहुत दूर है, मतलब विल बी इंचिंग टुवर्ड्स 5 then 10 एंड द कंपाउंडिंग इफेक्ट इज हैपनिंग. द पर कैपिटा इज इंक्रीजिंग. $2100 की पर कैपिटा अभी $2100, एंड इट इज गोना इंच अप इन नेक्स्ट फ्यू इयर्स ओनली टू 3000, राइट? 5-6 years की बात है. तो व्हेन this happens, there's a big change happening to all of us sitting in the room, and not only here but across every sector, because disposable income of India is about to increase. We need $1,800 to survive, and the per capita is $2,100, which means we have only $300 extra to spend. अगर ये नंबर पहुंच जाता है 3,000, तो we have got, it's not about per capita 2100 से 3,000 की, disposable income जो होती है 300 से 1200 चलेगी. 4x increase. That means every single guy will be a consumer buying something, and consumerism is going to come. तो आप लोग की इंडस्ट्री तो मुझे लगता है एक्सप्लोड करने वाली है, बिकॉज द पावर नीड्स ऑफ द कंट्री आर इंक्रीजिंग. मैं खुद आया था अभी थोड़े दिन पहले यहाँ पर इसी वेन्यू पे, ईवी ऑटो एक्सपो पे आया था मैं, एंड आई वाज शॉक्ड टू सी कि मतलब यहाँ पर IC दिख ही नहीं रही थी, सारे EV लगे हुए थे। यार कुछ बदल गया इंडिया, मतलब हर बार ही आता हूँ, it gives a glimpse to future. So one big change that I can see clearly is that EV is coming, and how can you participate in that will be a big one. Every single one sitting here should start thinking that India is about to change and too fast. So if you can get your gears ready to absorb the change of EV, I think that would be awesome. So one big change I see is EV. Third is about how India is getting digitized. आपने देखा होगा हम लोग अब गोलगप्पे भी खाते हैं तो पेटीएम से स्कैन करके खा लेते हैं, राइट? तो आपका जो सेक्टर है फुल्ली डिजिटाइज होता जा रहा है, विच मीन्स कि लॉट ऑफ डेटा गेट्स प्रोड्यूस आपके एनर्जी के अंदर, केबल्स में जब आपकी इलेक्ट्रिसिटी फ्लो कर रही है, तो जहाँ रीच कर रही है उसके डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन लॉसेस ऑटोमेट हो चुके हैं, मीटर आपके घर में लगा हुआ है, वो स्मार्ट बनता जा रहा है. So practically there's a lot of data being generated. So what is going to happen now is the next phase of innovation would be around how to use this data for creating insights. So first part of the digitization, you start getting into a zone where you will be able to capture data. So that is happening now, it's starting to happen. So there is a big digitization wave coming in. So think about how you can use this digitization wave in your own business and think how you can create more value from that data. So I think data will be the new oil of Indian economy. And there's a lot of data around every household being created through your systems being put, through your cables being put, through your meters being put, through your locks being put. Everything is now in smartphone. So everything is going to become smart. So how you're going to basically absorb the change is going to be critical from this point to next. Once the data is captured, then AI comes in. आप लोग आजकल chat GPT पढ़ रहे होगे, ये सब आ रहा है, नई नई चीजें आ रही हैं. तो ये जो सारा data then is used to create insights through AI machine learning models. So that is the next zone of innovation that's going to happen in our sector. So the question that I had for all of you is, are you really ready? Because there are small startups sitting somewhere in the rooms. If you are not putting that room in your own office, somebody else is putting in somewhere. So I think it is time you start thinking कि जो commodity business होता है कि हम बनाते रहते थे, उसको अगर better margin structure में ले जाना है तो कुछ R&D करनी पड़ेगी, इसके through कोई service बनानी पड़ेगी which has higher margin. अगर आप देखोगे तो जो फोन है, फोन आजकल सस्ता हो गया है. अगर फोन पे आप अपना OTT यूज करते हो, हॉटस्टार लगाते हो, तो उसमें बिना कुछ प्रोडक्ट दिए पैसा बन रहा है, राइट? कोई फिजिकल प्रोडक्ट ही नहीं है, एक OTT है. तो आप लोगों को ऐसा सोचना पड़ेगा कि आपके सॉल्यूशंस को डिजिटाइज करके आप उसमें वैल्यू कैसे क्रिएट कर सकते हो जो कंज्यूमर को चाहिए. तो मेरा व्यू है कि इस टाइम पे अगले 10 साल में बहुत सारे आपके डेटा के ऊपर ही स्टार्टअप बनने वाले हैं. तो आप खुद भी बना सकते हो ऑफ कोर्स, और इस डिजिटाइज डेटा से एक सर्विस क्रिएट करने की तरफ बढ़ सकते हो. प्रोडक्ट का जमाना जा रहा है, एवरीथिंग इज बिकमिंग अ सर्विस. अगर आप देखोगे सरकार भी जब मीटर का प्रोजेक्ट दे रही है तो वो ये कह रही है कि भाई आप आके मीटर मत दो मेरे को, आप आके यहाँ पर ओपेक्स मॉडल में लगा दो एज अ सर्विस, और जो आएगा आप लेते जाओ. तो मोर एंड मोर मॉडल्स विल मूव टुवर्ड्स सर्विसिंग वर्सेस बाइंग थिंग्स. तो अगर आप केवल प्रोडक्ट कंपनी हो जो प्रोडक्ट बना रहे हो, तो मेरा व्यू रहेगा आपको अभी सोचना चाहिए कि डिसरप्ट होने वाला है, एंड हाउ कैन यू be part of a higher value structure business will be very important. So that was one message I wanted to leave you with. Second was disruption. आप अपने सेक्टर में अगर आप सोचो कि नेक्स्ट क्या बदलने वाला है, तो मेरे ख्याल से अभी आप लोग लिथियम आयन एनर्जी की बात कर रहे हैं, फॉर्म्स ऑफ एनर्जी बहुत सारी आने वाली है मेरे व्यू में. एक ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन की बात हो रही है, मैं और यहाँ पर घूम रहा था एग्जीबिशन, तो नए नए फॉर्म्स ऑफ पावर आ रहे हैं. तो इफ यू कैन थिंक ऑफ how you can be part of that new age energy ecosystem which India will need, that will be the most important part in my view, and there's a lot of disruption yet to happen. जैसे अपना मोबाइल फोन का टेक्नोलॉजी आपको याद है, शुरू में हम लोग यूज करते थे, एक नोकिया का फोन होता था 3310, तो वो चलता था, उसका स्क्रीन छोटा सा होता था. धीरे धीरे करके मोबाइल फोन वहां पहुंच गया जहां पर हम लोग यूज करते हैं अब. तो मेरे व्यू में ये सेम लेवल ऑफ डिसरप्शन एनर्जी फॉर्म में होगा कि द फॉर्म्स ऑफ एनर्जी विल कीप ऑन गेटिंग इनोवेटेड and it will keep on getting more efficient as we move in this journey of India. So you will have a big role to play, all of you together, to kind of get into the R&D mode to think of how this new form of energy can be produced. India will need a lot of energy, we all know that. Third topic I wanted to discuss was around sustainability, because what has happened suddenly is sustainability has become a big topic around the globe. If you want to export steel from here, and if you're not having carbon credit, or if you're not producing green, then the steel will be more expensive. You will get a penalty out there, right? You will be not competitive. So while you build your businesses, start thinking this is going to be a global phenomenon. If you're not focusing on green, production of energy when you produce your goods, this is going to hit you hard later because the whole world is going to clamp down. And it's very important also because, every 2.5 degrees change in temperature actually has a huge catastrophic impact on this planet. And we have already gained around 1.5, there's 1 degree left, and that's going to happen in 2050 given the predictions. So we have to prevent that, and all of us need to come forward because we are the ones who are producing energy, and that's where the emissions need to be controlled significantly across the ecosystem. So I think we'll have a lot of innovation coming out in this sector also. What has happened now is there's a ESG funds have been created of trillions of dollars. So there's a huge capital being allocated for these kind of innovations where you can become green. So how you can use that capital is going to be critical. That brings me to my fourth point, which is around, are you ready for the new age India, which is going to be having a lot of structured capital flowing in. तो आप लोगों ने बिजनेस बनाए, अपने धंधे बनाए हैं, पर इतना सारा पी कैपिटल आ रहा है इंडिया में, तो आप उसके लिए रेडी हैं क्या? विच मीन्स कि आपने ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बनाई है या फिर एक दुकान बनाई है. इन सॉरी शॉर्ट ऑफ वर्ड, बट आई डिड नॉट मीन टू डिमीन एनी दुकान. एवरी बिजनेस इज धंधा इज ग्रेट, बट अगर उसको बड़ा करना होगा तो अपने को एक स्ट्रक्चर लाना पड़ेगा जहां पर वी कैन पिक अप कैपिटल. क्लीन अकाउंटिंग, क्लीन व्हेन पीस कम, बिकॉज मैंने कई बार इन्वेस्टमेंट लिया, बहुत बड़ी डिलीजेंस होती है. तो वी ऑल नीड टू गेट रेडी फॉर द न्यू वेव वेयर we can pick up capital, and capital is going to be abundant because power sector is going to attract a huge amount of capital. So I would say start getting ready for the new India where you will get capital, you will get the funding, and you will be innovating out in the next part. So structured capital के लिए आप कैसे जाते हो, उसके लिए bankers होते हैं, बड़े सारे funds होते हैं, और जो आप बड़ी बड़ी कंपनी देखते हो वो लोग बड़ी बनी है उस फंड को लेके. ऐसा नहीं था कि उनके भी पैसे थे. मैंने गैरेज से बनाई है कंपनी लिटरली. तो मेरी खुद की जर्नी में कैपिटल मैंने 2013 में उठाई. 7 years आई टुक टू पिक अप कैपिटल. तो रियलिटी है कि अगर आप अच्छा काम करोगे ना, कैपिटल अवेलेबल है. आज पहले क्या होता था इंडिया में, ये नहीं था. इंडिया में कैपिटल की अवेलेबिलिटी बहुत कम थी. नाउ थिंग्स हैव चेंज्ड. तो इफ यू आर गोना थिंक बिग, ड्रीम बिग, आप करोगे काम तो आप, ये मेरी गारंटी, कैपिटल आ जाएगी. इंडिया में कैपिटल की कमी नहीं होने वाली अगर आप धंधा अच्छा कर रहे हो. तो आई वुड एनकरेज ऑल द पीपल सिटिंग हियर इन द रूम की कुछ बड़ा सोचे. अगर बड़ा सोचेंगे तभी वो बड़ा बनेगा. इफ यू आर नॉट ड्रीमिंग बिग, इट विल नॉट गेट क्रिएटेड. माय व्यू इज दैट एवरी बिल्डिंग इज क्रिएटेड ट्वाइस. वंस इन योर माइंड कि आप अपनी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को कैसा सोचते हो, कैसा दिखेगी 10 साल बाद, फिर उसके बाद बनती है रियल में, राइट. एक बार आपके पहले दिमाग में बनती है कि मैं कहाँ जाना चाहता हूँ. तो मैंने यही सीखा है कि माई जर्नी हैज ऑलवेज बीन अबाउट थिंकिंग 10x, कि अगर मैं x पे बैठा हूँ, हाउ डू आई गेट टू 10x. And every single time I have challenged myself. तो कभी 10x का जब सोचा है तो नॉर्मल अगर मैं सोचूं तो सोचूंगा कि 30% ग्रो कर लेते हैं. जब 10x सोचने लगते हो ना आप, तो आपका सोचने का तरीका, डिसरप्शन करने का तरीका बदल जाता है, बिकॉज नॉर्मल तरीके से वहां नहीं पहुंच सकते. एंड दैट थॉट हैज ऑलवेज ड्रिवन मी ऑल माई लाइफ अबाउट हाउ डू आई रीच. अब जैसे वी बिकेम अ यूनिकॉर्न कोई बोल रहा था, तो स्टेटस से कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, आप अपना धंधा 70% कंपाउंड करते जाओ. How do you keep on that growth engine going at a level which is like a flywheel effect? वो हो रहा है हमारे साथ, right? We are growing the company 70% every year, but for that we had to plant the seeds 4 years back. I could not have grown if I had not started many more lines of business around the same consumer, right? So I'm saying step back and think how will the company look like 5 to 10 years from now that you're running, and how will the macro look like, which means कि कितनी पावर जनरेट हो रही होगी, कितने टाइप का आपके सेक्टर में क्या दिखेगा. मतलब जस्ट इमेजिन कितनी सारी ईवी व्हीकल्स होंगी, कितने सारे चार्जर लगे हुए होंगे. जस्ट इमेजिन दैट वर्ल्ड 5 10 आउट. फिर क्वेश्चन पूछो कि क्या मेरी कंपनी उस चेंज के लिए आज काम कर रही है. एंड इफ यू आर नॉट, देन इट्स टाइम टू थिंक कि ये मेरा टाइम है यार, इसमें कुछ करते हैं बड़ा. That's how I would look at it. So I think one key message I'm basically leaving you with is एवरी स्टार्टअप स्टार्ट स्मॉल. एक गैरेज से चालू होती है और यूनिकॉर्न बनती है. आपका मौका है, एंड इट्स नेवर टू लेट. आई थिंक कोई एज मैटर नहीं करती, और अगर आपके बच्चे आपके बिजनेस में नहीं तो उनको लाइए, क्योंकि इस टाइम पे इससे बेटर टाइम नहीं है इंडिया में प्रैक्टिकली इसको बढ़ाने का. तो दिस इज द सेक्टर विच आई विल बेट ऑन इफ आई वर टू पुट माई पर्सनल मनी ऑन, कि ये पावर सेक्टर इज गोना बी द बिगेस्ट वन, बिगेस्ट मनी चर्नर in my view. Thanks guys, enjoyed it being here.
Thank you, Mr. Jain, for inspiring and motivating everyone. As you said, think big, think out of box, think green, think sustainability, digitization, think R&D, be transparent and accountable and responsible in your approach, or good times are here, or apna time aa gaya hai. So keep growing, and thank you once again. Ladies and gentlemen, as was mentioned, we have the startups showcasing here, and this is the age for the startups. In fact, to further motivate and inspire and towards creating global opportunities for the startups in the new energies, in the electrical and the electronics industry, there was the Electroverse Spark Startup Challenge Awards, which was organized by IMA. We received almost 100 nominations for this awards. They were further shortlisted, assessed, evaluated, zeroing down to the 12 who are going to be presented today. But more about these awards, for further context setting, I request Mr. Sunil Singhvi, the Vice President IMA.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Amit, based on the inspiration from leaders like you, our president came with the idea, okay, why don't we provide a platform for technology startup in the power and new energy sector. It's very common in the IT sector, other sector, but not so common in power sector and technology sector. And it is brilliant idea, and team led by our Arjun and our team from Panasonic expert, Atul, they worked very hard, and we came out with the 3 areas. One was advanced electric mobility, future engines of decarbonization, and low carbon cooling. And we invited applications, and let me tell you, it is I think last 2 to 3 months effort only when President came with this idea, and during Meeting India conference, I am correct. And in a very short time period, the team really worked hard, and we got 100 applications. And after scrutiny, we shortlisted 12 applicants. And you might have seen in the hall 4, when I went through and I've seen, everybody was inspired for the work they have done it. And during our capital raise event of eTech Next, number of investors who were acquiring about the new technologies. So I can assure you that this is the platform EMA started, and will build more on this. And out of this 12, I can say top 3, all are good, but we can award only top 3 based on the decision of the jury. They will be awarded today. So thanks a lot to everyone, to the startup and everyone for this.
Thank you, sir. And ladies and gentlemen, all the 12 who have been shortlisted, they have also exhibited during these 5 days. So we now roll out the red carpet for the runners-up and the winner. May I request our 2 distinguished guests of honor to please do the honors, requesting Mr. Amit Jain and Mr. Sonam Wangchuk. If you can kindly step forward for the same. So we'll start with the runners-up. Also, the runners-up are presented a trophy and a check of 5 lakh each. So they are the first runners-up, second runners-up, in no order of priority. Livin Sense Technologies Private Limited. That's the first runners-up in the area of decarbonization. Inviting here on the days Mr. Avnish Kumar, Ms. Priyanka Kumar, Mr. Rajan Bhatnagar, and Mr. Ajat Shatru Singh. Real-time monitoring, detection and faster restoration of power distribution network, leveraging digital twins and AI to improve network reliability of energy distribution network. Many congratulations to them, to Livin Sense Technologies Private Limited, the team here, accepting the award at the hands of our distinguished guest of honor, the 5 lakh check and a trophy being awarded to them. And now the second runner-up, ladies and gentlemen, Sheru Eco Cloud. Again in the area of decarbonization, Mr. Ankit Mittal, Shikhar Sharma, Nakul Mehan. If I can request him. This is an energy platform with a lot of energy you can come up on the stage. Congratulations. Sheru's Eco Cloud storage solution provides on-demand, affordable, easy storage solutions for utilities and power producers. Again, a check of 5 lakh being presented to them and a trophy. So Electroverse Spark continues to recognize the top climate tech startups in the field, and ladies and gentlemen, the winner is Indigenous Energy Storage Technology Private Limited. The very enthusiastic, excited team coming with us, Akash Soni, Dr. Asit Sahu, Professor Yogesh Kumar Sharma, Dr. Nagesh Kumar. Again, in the area of decarbonization, Indigenous Energy is developing sodium-ion batteries using locally available bio-waste like the rice straw and the cattle manure, and earth-abundant materials like sodium that deliver similar performances as compared to the lithium-ion batteries, but at a low cost. They are being presented, awarded a check of 10 lakh and a trophy. So many congratulations to the runners-up, to the winner. Appreciate the rest 9 for the work, for the innovations and solutions. I would like to in fact request all of you to once again step forward, because I would like to invite the other 9 also, appreciating them and requesting them, at least one person from them coming here on the stage. We'll have a quick group photograph with all of you. Let's have one from everybody. Yeah, one from each organization. These are the 9 startups which we recognize. Cognitensor Technology Private Limited in the area of decarbonization, 1 representative. Grintech Motors and Services Private Limited, Hala Mobility, Log9 Materials Scientific Private Limited, Magenta Mobility, New Leaf Dynamic Technologies Private Limited, SUS Labs, Tech Uncorked, and Temperate Technologies. Each of them is going to be presented a check of 1 lakh and a trophy. Many congratulations to them.
we are sure motivated, inspired these 9 next time. Many of them we are going to be seeing as the runners-up and the winners. Thank you for your great ideas, your innovations, your solutions for a more cleaner, greener growth of our country. 9. They are 9.
I want some dirty.
You want all 12? Okay, can I request the runners-up also and the winners to please step up once again on the stage. Let's have all of you, the 12 startups out of the 100. After assessment, evaluation, 12 were selected. And can I request once again the runners-up, runner-up 1, 2, and the winners to be once again joining us. And please settle down, ladies and gentlemen. And now, as I invite our next change maker, our distinguished guest of honor, I would just like to add here, in G20, as India is leading the G20 presidency, we have a tagline, we have a theme, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. One earth, one family, one future for all of us. And I think throughout his life, he has stood committed to that. We've heard about the ice stupas, not only in Ladakh, but he was called in other countries also to be developing that. And आसक्ति रहित होकर, गीता में एक लाइन है कि आसक्ति रहित होकर जनहित में, लोकहित में आप अपना सभी कर्म करते रहें. And he has been doing that, ladies and gentlemen. And very rightly, being very recently said by Mr. Anand Mahindru also, that he is a climate hero and a national asset. Ladies and gentlemen, very proudly I invite and present engineer turned teacher, innovator, environmentalist, education reformist and a humanitarian, Mr. Sonu Mangchuk.
Thank you. Thank you very much, and congratulations all the winners and runners-up and all that did wonderful things that were acknowledged here. I bring you very, very warm greetings from a very, very cold, frozen land of our country. Really happy to be with all these energetic members, enthusiasts of IMA, discussing some very important issues and progress and growth in your industry. I'm really happy to hear about the growth stories. I just want to bring a message that will balance our growth to be in harmony with life. That's all I want to say, that while we grow as human civilization, let's not do it at the cost of life of the planet. Let everyone grow, all the birds and bees on this planet. Let there be ecological, social justice and equity and growth in all these sectors, because sometimes it worries me that we become very centered with our own human growth and forget the rest of nature, the rest of the planet. While we may rejoice our growth and trillion-dollar economies, Unfortunately, our siblings on this planet may not be as happy about it. WWF says that roughly 58% of wildlife has vanished in the last 50 years or so. Nature took millions of years to make, and we took just 50 years to vanish. More than half of them. That's not growth for them. Similarly, more than half the forests are gone. So we have to balance our growth to be in harmony with the rest of life on this planet. Air pollution alone is said to cause some 7 million deaths and 2.5 in our country annually. Add to that some other climate-related deaths and it comes to 10 million deaths in a year, which I couldn't fathom how serious was it until I checked other reasons for large number of people dying in the history, and I stumbled upon First and Second World War. And over 10 years, the death caused by these two wars was roughly 100 million people. Now, over 10 years means per year 10 million, which comes very close to what I just mentioned from air pollution and related reasons. So we are actually in the middle of a third world war, just that we're not doing it with guns and weapons. We are perhaps doing it with our sleek cars and technologies. All fine. I'm very much for technology, but for harmony as well. So while you grow, I just wish that you all grow and prosper out of efficiency and not at the cost of nature and people. The changes you bring in how you use minimal resources to maximize impact should bring you profits, and that's a very welcome growth that I would like to see. So I'll share a little bit today, kind of message from the mountains where it all is happening, so that you don't look at all these issues of climate change and problems faced by people up in the mountains and down by the seashores as some news items on your television in your drawing rooms, but something that is really happening. So I've come to bring you firsthand an experience of what's happening up in the mountains, just to balance the discourses. Not that I want to, take the wind out of your sails. Do keep innovating, do keep solving problems, do keep growing, but growth of all forms of life on this planet and not just human. So I'll share with you with some images today of some of the challenges we face in the mountains, and not just challenges. I want it to be a celebration of solutions that human ingenuity can bring, and you are part of it. You can solve a lot of genuine problems. Best businesses actually are not businesses alone that make profit. They are solution providers, and that's what I expect each of you to do. Yes. As I always say, it's not the income, but the impact that you make. So do keep in your horizon the impact you create alongside the income that you make. So let me take through you a picture journey or tour of my part of the world, which is very different from your part. Very, very different. You all are in big cities, maybe working with digital technologies and artificial intelligence. We are up in the mountains playing with ice and rocks and sun, and for a change playing with natural intelligence of children. So although I come from a very different world, but we share a very important common interest, and that is solving problems, innovating new ways to bring happiness and harmony. I hope to share and maybe influence some of your own growth stories that way. So, as I said, this world that I come from is so different that it resembles almost another planet like Mars or Moon more than planet Earth. Every day when I open my windows, it's more like another planet. But this picture, by the way, is of the planet Mars. Yeah? Not just to wake you up and give you some reference to where I come from. This actually is outside my window. Except for the little signs of human intervention, you will see that it is very much like Mars. And it's as close as it can get to outer space while being on planet Earth. At 11,500 feet, you can see the swings in temperatures from plus 35 to minus 35 in winters, like outer space. So that's how this region of Ladakh is on the Tibetan plateau, top of our nation, across the Himalayas, not in the Himalayas, which are lush and green. Across, in the rain shadow of the Himalayas, it's a dry desert. And people, you will see, make life happen amidst what any universities and experts would today, if they were to, would declare it as uninhabitable. Luckily, our ancestors, when they moved here, didn't meet any of those experts, and they made life possible here with 4 inches of rainfall and precipitation annually, 100 millimeters. So what did they do? There was not much coming down from the skies. They went for fossilized water from hundreds, if not thousands of years, and those are called glaciers. And it's these glaciers that make life possible here. So up in the mountains, there are ice from hundreds and thousands of years that trickle during the spring, and our ancestors channelize the trickling water through canals, carving rocks and bringing it to sandy patches, and magic happened, growing barley, wheat, peas, alpine vegetables of all kinds, fruits like apricots, apples, grapes, plums, peaches, and so on. So I feel very proud and got inspired growing up and learning about how life was made possible in these mountains. So, despite all the harshness, people over thousands of years did not only survive, but a colorful civilization thrived with its own music, dance, language, literature, and a lifestyle in harmony with nature. I just want to bring home the message that you don't need the whole planet and its resources to live happily. In fact, that's the field where least progress is made, going inwards. We are all occupied with external technologies and engineering, and there's need for internal technologies of staying happy with very little, and that's what today we need. And that's why I was saying, while on the supply side there is so much progress, there must be progress on the demand side, that we reduce our needs, reduce our consumption, and not have this unlimited, buckets in our bosoms, where you can put all the materials of the planet and still the bucket doesn't fill. Turns out the bucket doesn't have a bottom. So it's easier to put a bottom to the bucket than to put all the things of the world. You'll never fill a bottomless bucket. And that's what Mahatma Buddha, an Indian philosopher and a teacher, said 2,500 years ago, and which I think the world needs to learn from. This is what, India has to offer in yoga, in vipassana, in philosophies like this. Buddha said, for a human being, it's a greater achievement to conquer a single desire than to fulfill 1,000 desires. Yeah. This is the technology we are missing today. We're a little bit, gone astray, aping West, where the emphasis is on fulfilling desires, and they are like chasing shadows. You never reach it. But if you learn the technology of conquering desires, then you're happy with almost nothing. So I'll share with you a little bit of that and a lot of technology. Why not? Technology can solve a lot of problems if applied well, and a little bit of my journey in the mountains with both inner and outer technology and engineering is what I'll share a little bit with you. Now in this happy and harmonious place, things are changing. With climate change and global warming, our glaciers, which was our lifeline, are melting away and melting away very fast, causing, of course, water shortages, droughts, because that's where we get our water, but not just that. They are not going silently. I'll share with you first-hand message from the mountains so you can see for yourself that it's not just some, drawing room discussion on the television or in some coffee table books, but first-hand. This is the mountains of Trans-Himalayas, where I come from. There are some 55,000 glaciers in this region of Hindu Kush Himalayas. In just one photo frame that I took from the aircraft, you can see roughly 10 glaciers. And these melt, and not only Ladakh gets, its life, but I would say entire North India, roughly 2 billion people, 1/4 of the Earth's population depend on these glaciers and the water that comes from them, directly or indirectly. Entire north of India and the subcontinent, and on the other side, on the Chinese side. So that's why when some people ask, what is this Ladakh is talking about, safeguards and protection of its mountains, I feel sorry, but I can understand they don't see it firsthand, and therefore I can't blame them. But if you have been following me, I've been trying to, put across my message to the powers and to the people who can make a big change. Government can make changes, but so can people, because if the people don't change their lifestyles, our glaciers will go despite all the safeguards that a government may declare. So it's both for powers and people that I always bring this message to safeguard our water sources, the third pole of the planet after the north and the south. So these glaciers I have been observing firsthand, like this one, Drangdrung, was towering high some 30 years ago when I was very young and I would go and watch them in awe. Today it's a shadow of itself, and it's melting. Every summer it's melting, and not quietly. Here's how it's melting. In torrents that form at the snout of the glacier. So it's going down to the Arabian Sea, or the closest seas from the Himalayas. And it causes, as I said, droughts, and it causes floods. Here, let me take you to what these are causing for the mountains. In 2006, there was a big flash flood in a village called Pyang, and I went there to volunteer and help the people. There were some lives lost, many houses, many farms, and I was just helping people bring their belongings out and so on. Curious as I am, I asked an elderly person, the eldest one I could find in his 80s. I asked, "Sir, when was the last time you saw such a flash flood?" And he said, "Well, I don't remember. I've heard stories of such things happening, but in my lifetime, I have not seen any." That was 2006. 4 years later, 2010, the next flash flood took roughly 1,000 people away and many more houses and belongings. The next one was 2013. The next one was 2017. Something that the elderly person had never seen in his life has been happening as frequently as this. So you, I hope, can see that there is an other side, a darker side to our growth story, unless we are very careful in how we harmonize growth with life. Now, we are not sitting hand on hand. Personally, way back 30 years or more, we said we should learn to live in harmony with nature up in the mountains. We ourselves, people from the mountains, should not contribute to the breakdown of ecology, nature. So we started an interesting school that would solve educational and ecological and economic problems together. So this was a school to deal with the educational disaster as much as with the ecological disaster. Educationally, up in the mountains, we would find books that make no sense to us in the mountains from, Delhi or Kashmir. So we made a school that would take all the failures of the system, and failures were many. 95% of the students used to fail in their 10th grade. So we created this school that would have as its admission criteria not ranks and positions and grades, but that you have failed in the conventional system. Yeah? Because we believed it was the system failing, not the kids. They were as bright and as capable as anybody else. So this school was different in that way. And it was different that for the grown-ups, it aimed to show how we can live happily, comfortably. We need not compromise on comfort if we like, although less of that and more of diversity and well-being of the whole planet is better. But if you want, you can have, and that's why we created a school campus that was built with natural materials like mud or earth and was powered by natural source of energy like sun. Earth that is abundant under your feet, free for all, rich or poor. Sun that shines over everybody's head, free and abundant. Nobody's so poor they can't afford sun or soil. And with that, when you build your houses, you can live happily ever after. Let me take you through this school, which emphasized on practically experiencing education rather than reading and writing and memorizing. If it is management and governance that you want to learn, political science, then the school is a little country where the students are in the driving seat. They run the school like a little country with a little government that is elected every 2 months, that takes charge of the management. Teachers are in the background, the students run, and that's how you learn how the world works. The elected government makes plans, sets goals, executes during the 2 months. At the end, in the little parliament, they present, and they are accountable to people and learn life skills that you don't learn from textbooks. During these courses, they apply what they have in the textbooks into real life to counter or to take up the challenge of water. We started refreezing the glacial melt which comes down to make artificial glaciers that would keep the water frozen at heights from winter to summer, and then in summer it would trickle down and add to the flow that is small in springtime and not enough nowadays. So from those, which I won't go into detail because time is not enough for all of these, to buildings, houses that are zero energy, carbon neutral. 30 years ago, when these terms were not even coined, we were trying to live them and help young people grow with these ideas. So here you see application of their chapter on heat in 9th grade, conduction, convection, radiation. But these are forgotten as easily as read. But when you live in a house where you can see the mud building with a transparent greenhouse to capture the sun, down there you see the walls towards the sun, that is south, are painted black, so they absorb the sun and conduct the heat particle by particle. The heat reaches indoors at midnight when you need heat, not in the day. That's conduction. Similarly, in that greenhouse, the air gets heated with the sun, hot air rises, that's convection, and goes into the building, pushes the cooler air, gives its heat to the walls, becomes cooler, denser, and is pushed back into the greenhouse, and the cycle continues all day with no fans, no power, no pollution, no power bills. That's convection. And when you close all windows at night, those who are responsible for this in the government do it, in the students' government, and the walls that have been warmed up start radiating their heat, and that's radiation. So don't scold your children for forgetting their lessons, we say. Make the lessons unforgettable. And that's what we try by living in chapters of your science. What this resulted in was a school, perhaps the first and only in the world, that was completely powered by sun, and where in polar winters of the high Himalayas, where temperatures are minus 20 easily outdoors, indoors it is plus 18 or more in the middle of winter with nothing but the sun. I can tell you one thing, that every time I come down to Delhi in January, I feel very cold. And the beauty of geography, and if it's applied to your life, is that these buildings also stay coolest in summers as they are warmest in winters. That's about understanding where the sun moves in summer and winter, and that's geography, and that helps you in living a happy and harmonious life. But unfortunately, outside this school, the world was not going in that direction, even in Ladakh, and of course, rest of the world. This is what the city of Leh was becoming. I took this picture one December morning. You can see all the haze and the pollution from burning wood and coal and oil and all kinds of things. As people have more money, they just throw money at the problem and they cause even more problems. And they often miss the point that your fuel may not be like in the Middle East underground. They continue to look for their fuel underground and miss the big sun shining right above their head. So your gold may not be liquid gold of the Middle East. It can be rays of gold coming from the sun, your private nuclear fusion device in the sky. So that's what we started promoting among people. From this alternative school, we scaled up to an alternative university, because what you can do at a school and students can do at a school is limited. So we are now working on an alternative university for the mountains, what we call a doers and makers university, where students spend more time outdoors solving problems than indoors reading books. Both are important, but it has to have an application to change the world, and young people in their 20s in a university can change the world rather than just sit listening to lectures. So in this alternative university called Hayal, we started to take it forward, these technologies. And today we are supplying this technology to, for example, Indian Army. On the harshest border posts, we have created fully carbon neutral, zero energy shelters for the soldiers as well as officers. And as you can imagine, military with all soldiers from hot plains has to burn a lot of fuel to keep them warm. Roughly 500,000 tons of CO2 is emitted in keeping the soldiers warm on the Indian side alone. So this is a zero carbon, zero energy solution, and through UN agencies we are trying to get this across to the Chinese side and the Pakistani side, because they are human beings too. They would be cold and uncomfortable too, and their pollution is everybody's pollution. It doesn't know boundaries. So if this scales up to the three sides, it could save 1 to 2 million tons of CO2 emission from these mountains where it hurts most, because this is where all our glaciers are. And recent research shows that it's not just global warming from Europe and US, it's local human activities and the black carbon that comes out, not the CO2, but the black carbon that goes and sits on the glaciers and makes them dark and absorb sun and melt even faster. So this is what we have been trying to do rather than just become spectators of this calamity. Now, since you all are from power sector, electrical, electronics, I thought I'll share something about this big news that's in the media, that Ladakh will have a giga-scale solar photovoltaic production, 13 gigawatts to start and up to 30 gigawatts. This would be one of the biggest ever solar power production. And people ask me, how are your thoughts about it? And I say, if it's done the right way, it's the best thing, because that will be Ladakh's contribution to the nation in terms of power. But if it's done in a way that it disturbs the local herders and the flora and fauna, it will be a big price and people may not accept. So this was discussed 5 years ago, the project for which the budget was announced in the recent parliament. It was in the talks for a long time. So already in 2017-18, we started experiments that would contribute to this giga project in Ladakh to see if we can steer the direction of this scale of power production. So rather than sitting hand in hand, we try our little efforts to see if we can change the course of such big projects. So we've been seeing how these photovoltaic power plants can actually help the ecology and help the people in the mountains, rather than it being something for the gain of the plains of India at the cost of the shepherds who live in the mountains. And where these are being planted is a very sensitive area with Pashmina goats, the Kashmir fiber producers of India, which is world famous and a prime product of our country. They'll be displaced if it is done just blindly. So we have been seeing how to make it a win-win solution. Now, I'll share one experiment at the very end. This is normal photovoltaic. If you raise it and if you do in a certain way, it can actually help growth of pastures for the shepherds. We did a very interesting experiment with the help of Wari company together. We did how this could be done in a place like Ladakh, an experiment on it, a 5 kilowatt power plant where you don't cover it all with photovoltaics but leave spaces. So it is kind of, sometimes you use it in building integrated photovoltaics. This is like growth, plant growth integrated photovoltaics. You will see every other slot is free for light to go in, and below it is a greenhouse. So what happens? On the other hand, we learned from plants experts that actually plants don't need all the sunlight that falls on them, especially in high altitudes where the sun is so intense. They're actually better off with less sun. And for photovoltaics, you need actually 20% sun, 20% efficiency. We are waiting for transparent photovoltaic panels which will use their 20% and the rest goes through and grows plants below. But until then, we started with this where you keep spaces for the sun to go, and underneath you should have vegetation growing in these cold border areas where this is supposed to come, the 13 gigawatt. We started with a small 5 kilowatt plant. So the idea is that the 50% sun that goes through is actually good for many plants. They don't want 100%. So the plants get the sun that they need, and above, the power companies or the people get the power they want. So both are happy. You take the power away to the plains of India, and you give enough for plants to grow for the Pashmina herders in Ladakh. So this is a glimpse of the experiment. Inside the greenhouse, we grew some leguminous plants, and they were doing almost as good as any. And actually, because of the warmth in a greenhouse, it does even better. So what this means is that part of the power plants that will come up in Ladakh, of the 13 gigawatts, which is a huge amount of land. I was calculating at our school with my colleagues, and it's roughly 250 square kilometers. You can imagine 16, 17 kilometers by 16 kilometers. That's a huge amount of land. If the herders are removed from there, they will have no place to graze their animals, and they'll lose while others gain. But if it is done in this way, not all will have to be greenhouses. A little part could be greenhouses like this, so that fodder grows inside them. The rest could be just raised agrivoltaic, what is called agrivoltaic, where underneath fodder grows and the panels are raised, so you take your power above. What this will do, the magic it will do in Ladakh is that, you have to know the problem for that. Every few years in Ladakh, thousands of goats and sheep die due to untimely snowfall. What happens is that goats and sheep in winter graze on dried straw or grass on the ground. When it is a heavy snowfall, all that is covered by the snow, and they don't find the grass. They can't clear the snow, so they die of starvation. When you have such large-scale raised agrivoltaic setup, it will shade the fodder from the snowfall, and the fodder will be all visible for the goats and sheep to bank on during hard times. And of course, inside the greenhouse model that I showed, which we are going to scale up before these plants come up, we are already in talks with Indian Oil Corporation to do a bigger 40 kilowatt prototype of how this could be done. And it has been observed in many places. I'll try and share a video here. Oops. Just a minute. Yes. All we are saying is, let's win together. Let's give power to the country to power its growth, but let's also help the farmers. Nobody loses. It's a win-win, and that's when it is a beautiful growth. Yeah? So all of you, in the end, I'll urge, please balance your income with the impact you have on the world. After you have fulfilled your needs, and before you go into your greeds, do find a way and place where you start contributing to the world. I did it straight out of my college. Need not be so early. You can do whenever you're ready. Start thinking of the impact you create, and that would be all I would say. And I just want to say that this is not the end. I don't have time for these, but this is the beginning of a new understanding of growth and progress. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Mangchuk, for introducing us to the new idea of growth. And I would like to, in fact, revise my introduction as humanitarian when I called you. If there is a word called planetarian, it goes for you. You have been thinking about not only just the humans, but all beings. Okay.
So thank you once again to Mr. Amit Jain also. He has a pressing engagement, but thank you very much. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have once again rolling out the red carpet for our exhibitors, the best stalls, the best products which have been exhibited. But to give you greater insights into that, I would like to first invite Mr. Vipul Ray, the immediate past president of FEMA.
Thank you. A very good afternoon. Thank you, Mr. Sonam, for wonderful insights. We get back to our little bit of mundane work here at the exhibition and our mundane world, but the awards is a sense of appreciation for everything that's been put here by the exhibitors, their creativity, the ingenuity that they bring, and that's how, you know, we encourage more. And if you have seen Electrama over the years, you can see the quality of display, the quality of products, and the creativity. So it's just a matter of 2 minutes that I would like to thank our jury and kind of give a perspective and also appreciate their good work that they have done. For the best stall, we have tried to look at the criteria for the visual appeal, optimal use of space, branding and brand protection, green materials, new technology, prefab materials, comfort and information, and the customer interaction. We had on our jury K.I. Singh, the principal architect, Ms. Sarita Nagpal, partner Kaizen Institute, Rahul Kashyap, independent consultant, Mr. A. Tandon, GM, corporate communication, Power Grid, Mr. Sachin Handa, and Mr. Harun Siddiqui. So a big thanks to them, and they have done a really good work going around and selecting the best stall. Not the least, the most important part of Electrama is also the best product. We have the awards for the best product categories. And again, this was based on a criteria of breakthrough achievements, benefit to industry, packaging and presentation, export and import substitutes. So I'm really doing a Make in India, energy efficiency, and features that have future potentials. On this esteemed jury, we had Rajesh Bansal, consultant and former CEO BSES, Mr. S. Ramaprasad, consultant and ex-joint director, head of division Diagnostic Cables and Capacitors Division, Mr. Vaibhav Kumar, Chief GM Engineering SNS PGCL, and Mr. Ramesh Kumar, Director Power Systems. So gratitude to all the jury members, and I leave it up to you to announce the winners. Thank you.
Thank you. So with the criteria being spelled out, it's time now to have the star performers here on the stage. I would once again like to request Mr. Sonam Wangchuk to please do the honors of presenting the awards. And we'll begin with the best overall product which has been developed by the Indian or an overseas exhibitor. Okay, just... So we'll begin with the consolation awards, and ladies and gentlemen, herein our recognition, appreciation to Scope T&M Private Limited. The product Smart Transformer Efficiency Monitor, STEM. If I can just request the awardees to kindly come from the sides, because we have our photographers in the center. Side se aap yadi stage par aaye. Yeah, you can kindly be seated so that they can at least see the stage when they are coming on the stage. So this is the consolation award, the first consolation award to Scope T&M Private Limited for their product Smart Transformer Efficiency Monitor. These are the best overall product which have been developed by an Indian or an overseas exhibitor. And the next consolation award being presented to Altanova India Private Limited. The product Dissolved Gas Analysis Monitor, DGA monitor.
products which are there, which they had displayed in the exhibition area. And now moving to the second runner-up, ladies and gentlemen, we have two in here. Prayog Electricals Private Limited. Prayog Electricals Private Limited. Aqua Welder is the product. These are the runners-up now. The second runner-up. We have two second runner-up. So the product Aqua Welder you can see on the screen, and it was there at display in the exhibition area. And the next runner-up is Shrivin Electric. Shrivin Electric, and the product 36 kV 630 amperes outdoor capacitator switch for back-to-back capacitor switching. So these are the two second runner-up. The second runner-up here on the stage, receiving the award. And now we have the first runner-up. Once again, two here. JSK Industries Private Limited. Vidur and Veda. That's the product which you see on the screen. Many congratulations to them, and once again the first runner-up, Power Care Engineers. Power Care Engineers being recognized for their product automatic breaker racking system. So this is the first runner-up, and the second here, Power Care Engineers, recognized for their product, automatic breaker racking system. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the winner in the very category of Best Overall Product developed by Indian or an overseas exhibitor. The winner is Vikarsh Nanotechnology and Alloys Private Limited. The product Green Technology, a counter-current reactor. This is the product which was patented on the 28th of November 2019. Product you can see on the screen. So many congratulations to all for the, as we presented the awards for the products. And we now move to the Best Stall Design Awards, and in the shell category, up to and including 9 to 12 square meters We begin first with the runners-up award, and the second runner-up, ladies and gentlemen, is Satya Electrochrome Private Limited. The best stall design in the shell category, that's up to and including 9 to 12 square meters, and we have the second runner-up award being conferred on Satya Electrocom Private Limited. You can see their stall there on the screen. And the first runner-up, ladies and gentlemen, is GIG IRM Glass Insulators Private Limited. GIG IRM Glass Insulators Private Limited. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's have the winner here on the stage for the best stall design. And the winner is Binaka Electronics. Binaka Electronics. Many congratulations to them. If any representative, the teammates. Just wave your hand if you're here. Any representative from Binaka? Not there? In that case, anyways, congratulations. We'll extend them the award later. And now we have the best stall design in the shell category up to and including 15 to 24 square meters. Again, the runners-up, the second runner-up, ladies and gentlemen, is CTEL Surge Protection Private Limited. Anyone from CTEL? Not there. So we move to the first runner-up, and the first runner-up is Power Inst Electromagnet Private Limited. Just request the photographers if you can kindly make way for the awardees to step on the stage, please. That's now Power Inst Electromagnet Private Limited coming here on the stage. Many congratulations to them, and ladies and gentlemen, the winner here is Kala Electrical Private Limited. Kala Electrical Private Limited. The winners. Being presented as the best stall design in the shell category up to and including 15 to 24 square meters, and the winners here on the stage, Kala Electrical Private Limited. And now we move to the next category, that's the best stall design in the bare space category, up to and including 27 to 42 square meters. Okay, our apologies, ladies and gentlemen, it's Kala Electrical Industries. Congratulations to them. So in the next category, as you see on your screen, ladies and gentlemen, the second runner-up is Crystal Exports. Crystal Exports. They are the second runner-up. Anyone, any representative, any team member here? In that case, we move to the next. Okay, they're here. Not here. So the first runner-up, ladies and gentlemen, in this is Zilte Industries. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. Z-Light, in fact, should be Z-Light Industries. Z-Light Industries, the first runner-up. And the winner ladies and gentlemen, in this category is Sunlight Cable Industries. So these are the best stall awards which are being conferred on the exhibitors, and the categories have been defined in terms of the size of the stalls, the presentations there, the products which have been displayed, all being recognized here. And the winners here on the dais, Sunlight Cable Industries. And we now move to the next category, that's the best stall design in the bare space category, up to and including 45 to 97.5 square meters. Again, starting with the runners-up, the second runner-up, ladies and gentlemen, is NKT South Asia Private Limited. And in this very category, ladies and gentlemen, the first runners-up are Choksi Herios Private Limited. Many congratulations to them, to the entire team, as they step up on the stage to receive the award, being recognized here as the first runner-up. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the winner in this category is Wellmont Structures Private Limited. We now move to the next category, that's the best stall design in the bare space category, up to and including 99 square meters and above. Again, starting with the runner-up, the second runner-up, ladies and gentlemen, we have Hindalco Industries Limited. Okay, so Mr. Pathak is taking a back seat here, but many congratulations to him. Hindalco Industries Limited, ladies and gentlemen, they are the second runner-up in the best stall design in the bare space category, up to and including 99 square meters and above. Many congratulations to Hindalco, entire team, to Mr. Pathak. Hold and behold, we have another runner-up as the second runner-up. And ladies and gentlemen, that's Rechem RPG Private Limited. Rechem RPG Private Limited. Anyone from Rechem here? And now we have the first runner-up, ladies and gentlemen. The first runner-up is Secure Meters Limited. So congratulations to the runners-up, and now the winner, ladies and gentlemen, the winner is Polycab India Limited. You can just make way for the team members to come here on the stage. We just request a few minutes of the delegates and participants present in the hall. Thodi aur der. Let's also appreciate the others who are, it's a day for them. Please join in that moment of celebration. Please be with us. And now we have the best stall design in the overseas exhibitor category. Okay, moving to the next, that's the best stall design in the overseas exhibitor category, and the second runner-up, ladies and gentlemen, is Tesmec SPA. Tesmec SPA, these are the overseas exhibitors. No one from Tesmec, congratulations to them. And moving to the first runner-up, Giovenzana International. Giovenzana International.
And the winner, ladies and gentlemen, and the last award of the day, the winner is Fistra Contact System GmbH. Fistra Contact System. Anyone from them? None? So anyways, congratulations. Thanking Mr. Wangchuk for doing the honors and the others. And further, ladies and gentlemen, cementing the ties, collaborations, partnerships, more synergies of energies and synergies of experience and expertise. We are now going to be having the MOUs which are going to be exchanged here on the stage between IMA and the counterpart associations. From IMA, we have our Director General, Ms. Charu Mathur. 2 MOUs are going to be exchanged. In fact, in these 5 days, we have seen a number of MOUs being signed and exchanged. 2 are going to be happening here, further taking the synergies of energies. From Bangladesh, inviting the representative, Mr. ABM Arshad Hussain, the President of Bangladesh Electrical Cables Manufacturers Association. Thanking Bangladesh Electrical Cables Manufacturers Association for teaming up with IMA. Thank you for this collaboration, for this partnership. More power to this collaboration. May we grow together and contribute towards a sustainable planet. The President, Mr. ABM Arshad Hussain, with us here on the dais. And the next MOU is between IMA and the WOW Chamber of Commerce and Industry from Philippines. We have Mr. John Carlo B. Tria, the President. Congratulations and a big thank you also to Philippines for this partnership. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the finale and the concluding remarks of this finale event, I would like to invite Mr. Hamza Arsiwala, the President-elect IMA, for his concluding remarks and vote of thanks for everyone. If I can request you to kindly be seated, please.
Good afternoon. This has been an amazingly glorious event, electrifying, exhilarating, and we are really hungry for business, but I believe we all hungry for lunch now. So I think I'll make it very, very brief on that note. So, it's been an absolutely fantastic event. Every day, every hour, every minute something was happening. Really fruitful, full of life, full of joy, full of power. And a lot of takeaways, for this. R.K. Singh ji came and really graced the occasion. He spent a lot of valuable of his time, and his passion, commitment with the industry is absolutely, could be evident here. And like he told us that, he's doing all this to make a difference to our lives, to our successes, which is so beautiful actually, So, he's given us this mandate that we need to double our capacity in the next 5 years in keeping with the energy demand. So we have a huge opportunity there. Piyush came and as usual his charismatic self and his opening statement itself that he is at home here meant so much. I mean that itself spoke complete volumes of his commitment for us. And our commitment of 25 billion in next 5 years was not enough to satisfy him from the current 10. He said, Dil mange more. So we got to make it 50 billion. That's what he asked for, and we all resolved and commit to do that. This Elecrama has been, having a lot of new initiatives, startups, the CEO roundtable, the valedictory valedictory afternoon today, the opening up of RBSM at new countries, Australia, Europe, US, new initiative there, sessions on capital raise, the likes of JBT and Luke at the World Utility Summit. I mean, so many new initiatives, it's been really fantastic here. Lots to take forward for all of us from all these events here. And of course, the exhibitors night, we've all, I guess, survived that night. Last night it was larger, bigger than ever before, which is a true reflection of what Elecrama has been this time. Bigger, better, and larger. Sir, Mr. Sonam Wangchukji, thank you so much for spending your valuable time here today. You've come all the way from, as you said, a faraway land, which is extremely cold. And you said you've come down over here with a lot of warmth. And we could not feel your cold at all. We could feel a lot of your warmth, And it spread all amongst us. You showed your journey. Your reputation precedes you. You've not only influenced engineers across the world, but your beliefs and values have had an influence on mankind itself, We could get a feeling of all that today. You've changed the lives of people. We are really blessed to have you here today. Thank you for sharing with us, you showed us the video of your home, of your life, of your amazing contributions, of your amazing achievements. We are totally, absolutely struck and inspired, and I'm so happy that we are closing Elecrama with this note to take back what you said. The growth must be balanced with the harmony of a life with nature. That's really so wonderful and beautiful. And your closing remark, a new understanding of growth and progress is what you close with. These words are etched in our minds, and we will strive and we'll grow and we'll build on these words as we go along our journey after this glorious event. Thank you so much, sir. Mr. Amit Jain was here, and he recognized that, the power sector is the biggest sector today. And he said the industry shall explode. And we really must thank him for encouraging us to dream big, as far as, that's the way, he has built his life and has contributed to the welfare of people as well. And that's the take we must take away from him. Let's all dream big as we go out of here and make it all happen. Gratitude and thanks to my colleagues here, Rohit, JK, Sunil, Charuji, Vipul. It's been absolutely wonderful, spending time with you, working with you guys here. Loved every moment. It's one of the best years of my life, actually. We really enjoyed ourselves. We used to laugh a lot, as you all remember. That was the most important. We made bonds and friendships, actually, which will last forever. I'm counting on interacting with each of you as we go along and working together and making more laughter and more fun as we go along as well. Thanks, guys. It's been absolutely wonderful here. And what do I say? I mean, our colleagues from the NEC and OC, you are the real guys who made this happen. I've seen you guys working relentlessly day and night, Your commitment, passion, some of you are over here, Imtiaz ji, actually, all the way from the Gulf, he's always there when you reach out to him, always committed. Sashi ji, Kamal ji, inspirational, spiritual, the whole visitor experience, he made it like his complete mission, and it's been so successful as well. Siddharth, there are two Siddharths we have, Bhutoria ji, RBSM, huge success as always, 75 countries, all the continents, and I believe that we've some 8 billion, I think 10 billion totality, I think is what we've signed off with inquiries between RBSM, DBSM, and at the stalls here. So that's another great reflection of this exhibition, And I'm sure that we're going to convert all this into businesses, actually. So well done. And, Prakash and Vikram for WUS and Prakash for DBSM. It's been wonderful. We've taken this new initiative, not only the utility customers whom we always bring, but the non-utility ones to industry, smart cities, railways, and so many others, consulting engineers, so much big changes. Sashi added to the MEP presence over here. So many new initiatives. I mean, that's been wonderful. Rohit, I must thank you and JK for this. This Elecrama has been so different from this has been bigger, it's been so different from the rest, It's really brought about a huge change here. Atul for the startups, Women in Power, Arya, the name goes on and on. Siddharth Desai for the CEORT, Hartek ji, he's always there, strong. When I shake his hand, it's like a powerful hand actually, and he's added his powerful presence all across. And so many others, if I've missed out one of the names, Mahesh for promotions, the advertising, they were really phenomenal actually. Everywhere you opened your eyes and you saw Elecrama flashing in front of you, Airports, here, everywhere. And so many of my friends who are not related also used to send me WhatsApp of these pictures. Well done, yeah. That's what brought all the people in. And of course the IoT, the IoT has been absolutely wonderful. Actually they have spent days and night. I know they have strived so hard, and without them, this would have just not been, their experience, that's come to the fore, and every little detail was addressed by them. So Charu, you and Ajay, Niharika, Shalini, Suja, Uttam, Vivek, Tarjini, I said I'm moving quick, that's why I'm running so quickly, Manish, Ninad, Rajesh, Ashutosh, so many, and the name goes on and on and on and on. So thank you guys, without you it just wouldn't have been possible here. Thank you guys. And of course, all the ladies and gentlemen, the exhibition would have not been complete. Exhibitors, visitors, the exhibition would have just not been complete without you. You all have come over here from faraway distances, lands, taken the effort, and I hope you'll have had a great time at this exhibition. And I'm sure there is lots to take away for you all, and let's all, take forward what is etched in our memories over the last 4-5 days and continue building, working on them, and just simply making a difference to our lives and making them happier. Thank you so much. Bye.
So thank you to everyone, and more power, more happiness, more joy to everyone. A big thank you also to MediaWorks for the excellent show which we saw on the inaugural day, and also today as the awards were being presented. Thank you to them, thank you to everyone. And a big thank you to Mr. Sonam Wangchuk for giving us this message that yes, we say Aham Brahmasmi, we are the creators and not the destructors or the destroyers. Remember that. Create, and as you create, just take care of the other beings also. Thank you.
request to everyone, if you can kindly make way for Mr. Wangchuk to be escorted to the lunch area, to the VIP lounge. Please, requesting you all. Thank you. एक बार सभी से पुनः निवेदन है, प्लीज मिस्टर वांगचुक के लिए आप यदि रास्ता बना दें. He has to be escorted to the VIP lounge. Please make way for him.
It's